Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to episode 2 of Talking My Teams. I'm LG and I'm with the mayor as usual. We got a lot to cover today in today's show. We're going to talk about Talking My Team top 10 NFL mock draft. And then we're also going to talk about our specific team needs, the glorious Cowboys and the Eagles. And then we'll get into the schedules of the new schedules that just came out from the NFL just released. It's almost like Christmas time. Feeling good. Man, how you doing over there?
Fuck your cowgirls. You're going to call my damn team the Eagles. Yeah, that's right. We curse on the show. This is your boy, the mayor. Had to drop that beat on that Dilla beat, rough draft, the money. And, yeah, we're definitely going to go over team needs and strength of schedule and, you know, shitty schedule that I kind of see so far. But off the top, we're going to go to our top 10 mock draft. We're just going to go over the top 10 teams. No need to kill your eardrums with a whole 32. We're just going to go top 10 and our team needs, because really our team needs are what's important right now. Forget the rest of y'all, especially you vagina fans. And who's number one? We got number one is the Houston Texans. And Houston Texans, who do you have going number one with the Houston Texans?
Well, going for the Houston Texans, I wrote an article about it. It's on the website, talkingmyteam.weebly.com, called Choosing at Number One. I got to go with the defensive end from South Carolina, Jadeveon Clowney.
Absolutely. That's the same thing here with my number one also is Clowney. And I would think the Texans would be very, very clownish if they didn't take him number one. Again, I've been preaching. Forget what Johnny Manziel says. Even his own Texas team didn't want him. You know, that was his lifelong dream to go play for Texas University. So for him to not play in a Texas NFL team, it won't hurt him too much because the kid's still going to get his money, but he's definitely not the number one. Jadeveon Clowney is definitely number one material. Like, I was just watching them earlier today on NFL TV, and they were showing they had a defensive ends workout or defensive players workout with Willie McGinnis and I forgot who else, and they were showing this kid. He just pretty much broke bolts on this one workout machine. Like, the kid's a freakish animal. Like, the guy's like, I've never seen nobody destroy my equipment like this. You know, again, freakish speed, 6'6", 250 something, 260 something, I believe. Ran that 4.5. Official was a 4.5 in the combine. Like, you got to be an idiot to not take this kid number one.
Although, I mean, in recent events, Jadeveon Clowney chose not to have a pro day. I mean, for those of you who don't know, pro day is when you just pick your own day. They come to your school, they evaluate you, they see you work inside your own defense or offense, depending on what side of the field you play. They run certain plays, certain drills. I mean, it pretty much is like, come to my house, I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm the best at what I do. Jadeveon Clowney, decision was that his stock is already high enough. He didn't want to risk an injury, so he'd rather not participate. Man, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, it's tough because you should be ready and willing at all times to show off everything that you got and at need of anybody, because you are the number one. You know you're the number one. You feel you're the number one. So number one talent should be ready and willing and able to go at any time. But I do understand because, you know, nowadays in my perspective, in my view, the way kids come up now, they might show to be faster, stronger stuff, but they're also a little softer mentally too, and softer in some physical ways too, because a lot of these kids stay getting injured. And I believe Clowney was injured. And I believe this season early, and he didn't play tough during this season. We all know the kid's got the freakish talent, but you know what? Can't knock the kid for playing safe because he wants to make sure that he's in tip-top shape and he's at least walking into first practices completely healthy. You know, because he don't want to blow that money early because he know the kid knows he's got the guaranteed money coming to him. So in a way, I knock him for not putting out for these teams, but in another way, I respect it because it's now a business move for him. It's now business. The game is the game, but it's also business, and they know that nowadays, and so they got to protect themselves by any means necessary. And if it is not competing, not showing out, then unfortunately the team's got to do that. But like I always say, on-field workouts is one thing. Watch the tape, and that's where you get everything.
I mean, I kind of agree, but I'm kind of on the fence with it because I feel like ultimately it's a job interview. So if you show up to a job interview and they're like, oh, well, can I see you use this computer? You're like, nah, I'm good.
It's like, hell no.
Exactly. Jadeveon Clowney was just like, oh, could you just show us to work on Joe? He's like, nah, boss, I'm the shit. That's pretty much all you need to know.
Like, I'm going to tell you I type 100 words per minute and you're going to believe it, sucker.
That's pretty much what he did. I mean, if I'm not going to say he has to work out for all 32 teams. I mean, not all 32 teams want to see him. Not all of them are going to have the chance. Maybe even the top 5. I mean, he's definitely going to go top 5 in a real draft, but I mean, not all those teams want to see him. Just the simple fact that he actually had the balls and the gusto to be like, you know what, pro day? No, I'm good. I'm already going. They said he was going number 1 last year. He chose to stay another year just to play, to kind of put more game tape out, more film about him. I mean, it's so easy to find game tapes on these kids. I mean, if you want, you could just go look on YouTube and just type in his name and watch like a 20-minute version of his highlight reel.
Right. But again, his numbers definitely dropped compared to his first year. And like I heard him, they mentioned in the same interview on NFL Network where they spoke of how everybody wanted that hit again, the same hit. Like everybody wanted to hit every play from the Michigan game, where he just destroyed that kid. Like that, I mean, I've never seen anybody get obliterated that quickly, so fast and so powerful. Like it was ridiculous. Recovered his own fumble, but the pros understand you're not going to always get that hit, so he understands you're not always going to get that hit. But again, this kid's got freakish talent that everybody knows it. So it's, I think this is going to be one of those rare, surefire, no doubt number ones. And if the Texans say drop down in the draft to pass on him, or they see something else, hey, I mean, totally up to them. They sure as hell surprised the shit out of me when the year they took Mario Williams instead of Reggie Bush, when every single pro analyst and blah 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 all assumed that Reggie Bush was just automatically number one, and just as shocking as WrestleMania and Brock Lesnar, excuse me, as when Brock Lesnar took out the streak of the Undertaker, the Houston Texans just pulled the rug under everybody and went defensive end number 1. And it showed for them to be the best pick. Reggie Bush didn't pan out until he made it to the Saints, and, Drew Brees carried them to that Super Bowl. Sorry, Reggie Bush, for that hit that we laid on you too, Sheldon Brown. Like damn near decapitated you on the field that day. But again, that season, that hit means nothing. Y'all won the Super Bowl. But it took you a while because, you had to get the right team. Texans, I guess, obviously knew something was right, and Mario Williams worked out for them. And so, like I said, we never know. We never know with the Texans. And I hope they do know, and I hope they do the right thing and take this kid number 1.
Yeah, I mean, even though the questions about his work ethic, it kind of just puts it into perspective. I mean, just watching his game film. I mean, they may talk about him taking plays off or, not really putting his all into practice, but when he comes out there to perform, the man's a beast. He's a man amongst boys. I mean, pretty much in the defensive end category, there's Jadeveon Clowney, and then it's kind of everyone else. Like they'd be stupid.
And that
not
everyone
to draft
else
him.
kind of falls off to me pretty far.
It's a big gap between that number 1 defensive end and the next guy.
And everybody else. And that's what we're going to call them, everybody else, as we move on to the St. Louis Rams at number 2. St. Louis Rams number 2. Most of the pros, they have Greg Robertson going with this kid, with this team. And I personally think they probably should just shake it up, blow everybody's minds, and give Sam Bradford another toy. Now, I know Sam Bradford needs the protection, but give this kid Sammy Watkins, who just lit up the ACC with Clemson, and This could be potential greatest show on turf type stuff here. I don't know. I see that kind of move being made. So that'll be my number 2 pick. I don't know what you got over there, LG.
I kind of stuck with the pros. I mean, I think as far as giving Bradford another toy, I mean, it would be a shakeup move for sure. But I think as far as that another toy, I mean, they got Tavon Austin. They still have the tight end Jared Cook, who kind of really outperformed what people figured he would perform last year. But I mean, Sam Bradford got hurt. I mean, he got blown up from a defensive end. I mean, if they got Greg Robinson on this left tackle, that defensive end has a lot more of a hard time creeping through and blowing Sam Bradford up. Sam Bradford's a young guy, real pretty looking guy. Fits the quarterback the quarterback profile, but
anyway,
he's a little fragile. I mean, he can't take too many shots, and I think Greg Robinson, who's my number 2 pick, will definitely improve that offensive line.
And forget that Metro stuff, because we're not going that route. Okay, yeah, we're gonna leave that alone. But anyway, I'm not a homophobe. Sorry, y'all. But Jacksonville Jaguars, number 3.
The Jaggies.
Well, who you got going number 3?
Going number 3, I gotta go with the Buffalo Maniac, Khalil Mack, man.
I feel bad for this kid.
Khalil Mack is going to really hurt people.
I feel bad for this kid. If this team picks this kid up, I wouldn't mind him doing the Bo Jackson. Say, I'm not playing for you suckers. I'm not playing for you dumb motherfuckers. Nah, I don't know. I couldn't do it. Well, he has no choice. But I don't see them taking it. What I personally think is I think they should go for Greg Robinson, because they new ownership, they need to rebuild from the bottom up. Best way to rebuild, besides getting that franchise starting quarterback, get yourself a solid offensive line. Solid offensive line is the number one thing for a franchise quarterback. No good offensive line, no good quarterback. Quarterbacks only can do but so much without the protection. And get this kid the proper seasoning down there, because he'll seal the field. With this team, I can go down there. If I went and worked out this whole summer, I can go down there and probably get a starting center position if I wanted to, But I would say best option for the Jags to be go get an offensive lineman, let this kid work, let this kid get some NFL reps in, and then you never know. It could be like the Rams did. When the Rams were bad, they went out and got Orlando Pace. That one little move turned them around. Something like that, I picture, could turn around the Jaguars.
I'm telling you, Khalil Mack, man, this guy is just he's got a really quick first step off the line. He's an instant NFL starter, like instant, like literally. He's going to change that defense.
No question. But to go down to Jacksonville, Mr. Khalil Mack will turn into looking like Craig Mack in the face. He's going to look like Craig Mack in the face, boy, and then get tossed out like Bad Boy Records did him. It's not going to be good. I would feel bad for the kid. I mean, great that he got an NFL job, but I'd feel bad for him.
Literally, I feel bad for anyone going to Jacksonville. I mean, a lot of people have even, they throw Manziel's name, they throwing around Blake Bortles' name to go on the Jaguars because they need a quarterback. But
man,
Jaguars
listen,
need
Tim
everything.
Tebow should come back in this draft to go to the Jaguars.
Tebow,
yeah.
Jesus.
Not over here. Sorry, y'all. I just gotta keep it real. That's not me. But but anyway, next up is the Cleveland Browns at number 4. Now, most of the pros got Sammy Watkins going there. Obviously, I put Sammy Watkins at number 2. I think Cleveland, this is going to be a big one, because obvious need is quarterback with these guys.
Right.
And I think with the noise they made last season in some small ways, and the defense, they got a pretty solid defense. This is where a quarterback would make a difference. And Manziel, no, I don't see Manziel with this team. I do see them going with the prototype Blake Bortles. Ooh. I don't see small hands Bridgewater going there. I think that they're gonna go with the big solid kid that that can put the ball up in the air. I mean, I think that's the route that they should go. Don't go for the flash, because Cleveland, they just represent what they are. Hardworking blue collar town. Always been a hardworking blue collar team. Even from the days of Jim Brown, they were always hard workers. Even the late '80s, early '90s teams, where they were contenders. I would go with this kid and let this kid grow, because he's not gonna be that. He's not gonna be the little erratic quarterback that they've had in recent years, like Colt McCoy and what was the name of the dude that the Cowgirls traded for a backup that had him?
Brandon Whedon.
Oh yeah. He's not gonna be him. This kid's gonna be solid NFL pro material. And I think Cleveland's situation with there was the wide receiver they have. What was his name? Josh Robinson, something like that.
Flyman Gordon.
Yes, yeah. He's got weapons there. He's got a weapon there, and nice little toy to play with. I mean, they got rid of Trent Richardson, which I guess was a good move for them. But that could have been a toy that they could have used for him. But they'll be fine if they go get this kid. This team might make a little bit of noise in their division. But I don't know. Who you got going to Cleveland?
Here's my thoughts. The Cleveland Browns, they're in a rare situation. They have a pick number 4. They have a pick number 26, both in the first round, which they got for bum-ass Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson couldn't put an offensive game together in Cleveland, nor in Indianapolis, where he is now. Andrew Luck is still running the ball more than Trent Richardson, just to put that out there. I have them going, they're a blue-collar town, but they need some Hollywood sizzle. They need a little Johnny Football Manziel out there. Johnny Football is he's a little fast, rocket-slinging dude. The dude has power in his arm, man, but he just doesn't plant that back foot down because he has to stay mobile. I mean, if you think of small mobile quarterbacks right away, I'm thinking of the Super Bowl winners and my main man, Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson was basically a spark plug for that offense. I mean, literally, he's dancing all around the pocket. He's a more well-developed Johnny Manziel because he's had time to kind of just be that 6th-round pick and be more less in the limelight.
Right.
Johnny Manziel's coming straight in and he's shaking shit up right away.
Yeah, I agree to an extent, but either way, I guess either way they wouldn't do bad either way. Speaking of bad, we got the Oakland Raiders up next.
Ooh,
at number 5, at my favorite number. This is a rough one though. Many of the pros have offensive line. They got Jake Matthews going. I also, I guess, would agree with that. Because their quarterback situation, they just picked up Matt Schaub off the market, and he's been a guy who's known to need protection. They shored up a couple things in defense, like picking up Justin Tuck, overpaying for his ass, so my personal opinion. But you know what, Tuck, go get your money. You got 2 rings. I salute that. But they put out a nice little penny for the kid. They put out a couple pennies for, a few other players. But yeah, go shore up that offensive line because it's needed, and Schaub needs it, and he will thank you for it. So I will agree with that. Jake Matthews at number 5. What you got?
Number 5, arriving to the black hole. I got the black wide receiver, Sammy Watkins.
Are most of the wide receivers black though?
There's a couple of Eric Deckers out there, a couple of Cole Beasleys.
All right. It's all right to be white in the league.
Listen,
I thank y'all.
Steve Largent was the greatest one of wide receivers ever in the league in Seattle.
One of them.
He was a bad man.
Sure was.
Now, as far as Oakland, they have Matty Pick Six Schwab up there, but maybe he comes together with maybe a new scenery, a new tougher, rougher city. I mean, the black hole is a scary place. So if Matt Schwab goes out there and fucks up, things can get bad real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as offensive weapons, they need a weapon, man. Everybody on that team is damn near ready for AARP or to retire. So added some speed, some quickness. Sammy Watkins runs very clean routes.
Following Al Davis's old tradition of just drafting for speed, right?
You know what? That is an Al Davis pick, but I think it will pay off dividends. I mean, they could spread the field with Sammy Watkins and run the ball with, what they pick up, MJD?
Yep.
MJD's a little bowling ball coming through the lane.
Yep.
If they could spread the field, maybe Mighty Mouse could pick up some speed and return him back to his old ways.
Yes.
But I got to go Sammy Watkins at number 5 to the Oakland Raiders.
And at number 6, we got the Atlanta Falcons going. Who do you have there?
The Falcons, it was a really tough decision for me because Tony Gonzalez is almost a Brett Favre-like kind of dude. He's like, I'm coming back. No, I'm good. No, I'm coming back. No, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to play. So instead of even going the tight end route, I went with Jake Matthews there for my offensive tackle position at number 6 to Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
I think Matty Ice needs some help. He needs to stay vertical a lot more to find Julio just sprinting down the line.
Yep.
If Roddy White can stay healthy, this team could be restored. I mean, but their next pick should definitely be a tight end. But for this pick, it would be safe pick going Jake Matthews. They got history in the league. I mean, Clay's in Green Bay. He's got a cousin or a brother on the Eagles.
Right.
And both of them are beasts. He's a big, strong man. He can really push people around and keep Matty Ice vertical for a long time.
Yep. I'll rock with Taylor Lewan here again. Offensive line needs, offensive linemen should always be top 10 picks, regardless of what anybody says. If the quality is there in college, which a lot of colleges do put out very good talent at offensive line. And Michigan is a school that definitely puts out great offensive line talent. They definitely have. I'll let them go with Taylor Lewan. I have no issues with that pick. And issues at picks, number 7, the Bucks. Many of the pros have Mike Evans going there.
Oh yeah,
he would be a ridiculous talent next to
Vincent Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely, Vincent Jackson. That would be something dangerous. But you know what? This is where I go with Manziel. This might be what Manziel may need. Get that kid Vincent Jackson. They already have a running back. Their offensive line is decent. Their defense is, plays away from being a very good defense, especially their defensive line. Their defensive line is sick. But this could be the environment for Manziel. Not Jacksonville, but bring him to the other hot weather stadium with the Bucks. Their history is pretty rough. Other than the one Super Bowl that they did get when they had one of the world's greatest defenses.
Oh yeah.
With Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp and them boys.
QB killer.
Yeah, and I think this could shake up things for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Luckily they did let go of that kid who they had before. I forgot his name. He don't even matter. I know the Giants just picked him up, but guess what? The kid, his days are numbered because that's how important he is. I don't even remember his name. Forget him.
Exactly.
But yeah, they definitely need some kind of spark there. They need some kind of spark plug, and Johnny Manziel will be that for the Bucks. And I really, really hope that's where he goes. I don't know what you see.
As far as the Buccaneers, they have a couple of things working for them. I mean, they have Vincent Jackson as that X receiver, but they need another opposite complement to VJax, and I think Mike Evans really fits that bill. I mean, Glennon is their quarterback now, big guy. He just needs the right amount of weapons, and I think adding Mike Evans to him kind of makes him more of a productive quarterback. Once Doug Martin returns from injury, which should be, he'll be back for the OTAs. They're gonna be ready to rock. Mike Evans is a 6'5" just monster dude. He doesn't have crazy speed, but once he learns how to catch with his body and can use his body to pretty much shield the ball away from defenders, he's gonna be Megatron-esque. Because even though Calvin Johnson is about twice as fast as he is, but Mike Evans made Johnny Manziel kind of more relevant once he got these figured out that Johnny Manziel had a little rocket on him. Even though he would shake up that team, but I don't think Tampa Bay's ready to run a pistol offense. I think they're gonna try Mike Glennon, maybe the Mike Glennon experiment one more year after letting go Josh. We want the Freeman, who just went to the Giants, which is really puzzling to me, but whatever. But I got to go with Mike Evans at number 7 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think it's going to change their offense. Mike Evans can be a slot dude as well as a vertical field stretcher for Doug Martin, just open up and just get muscled all through the line because he's strong and he's quick. So the NFL is going to be in trouble when Mike Evans gets to the league.
Yep. And then trouble. We're going to go another trouble team.
Oh, yeah.
With a running back that when he's healthy, he is what his name is all day.
All day.
Adrian Peterson, and that's of the Minnesota Vikings. And who do you have the Minnesota Vikings taking?
The Minnesota Vikings are another experiment team. They tried out Josh Freeman. Things didn't work. He played one game and he was gone. They took that kid in 2 years ago from the draft, another quarterback, another failed experiment. Can't think of his name right now. He's the starter though, but I gotta go Blake Bortles. They need a prototype quarterback who's willing to participate in this redux of this team. This team needs a rebirth. He needs to be a gunslinger on this team. They just need to give him a couple more pieces because Adrian Peterson can definitely not be your entire offense, and you're gonna make it far with just a running back. A running back is a very underrated position. It can be flashy at times with the right offensive line. Losing Jared Allen on the defense hurts that defense. So they're going to need some instant offense, and Blake Bortles is one of those top 3 quarterbacks who's going to provide instantaneous offense. I mean, it doesn't matter who the wide receivers are. He will make them relevant.
You know what? I think I'm seeing Blake Bortles for a number of people picking him. But I think this is where the draft is also going to get shaken up. And I have a feeling that Derek Carr might go very unsuspectingly high in this draft because a lot of great things are being said about this kid. And from the personality standpoint, they're bringing up that he's obviously great family person. He has lineage in the league with his brother David Carr. But forget that. They're saying this kid is a future solid talent, like future solid starter material. And with the Vikings, what a place to play where you have a running back who's all world, right next to you. Like, why not? Why not take a chance on him? I don't think Bridgewater will be there. Will be the one for them. Again, small hands. I'm sorry, but I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna fall pretty far, unfortunately. Because the kid's got the talent, but I don't see too many teams taking that chance on him just so early. And I have a feeling that David Carr might shake shit up and end up being picked in that spot. And another spot that's a rough one to be picked in. The Buffalo Bills at number 9. Going to the cold.
Shout out to Big Willie because he's the only solid Buffalo Bills fan I've ever met in my entire life.
And my boy Daniel Sullivan, my lifelong brother.
Oh,
y'all two are the only two that I know personally.
Right.
That have been bleed Buffalo Bills. I've known a couple others, but yeah, y'all definitely held it down from young, and I salute y'all bravery.
Oh yeah.
And Buffalo, number 9 pick. I see a couple of the pros got Eric Ebron, and you know what? That might not be bad, because what's his name needs some help. They haven't had EJ Manuel could use the help, and I don't even remember who they had at tight end, but they can.
Right now they have Scott Chandler.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's go with Eric Ebron because Scott Chandler. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about him. Yeah.
Scott Chandler's not a bad guy, man. Scott Chandler is a 6'7", 260-pound monster. Okay. And when EJ Manuel was, vertical, he did hit Scott Chandler with a couple of dump-off passes, and it takes a lot of power to bring down a 260-pound tight end. True
indeed, but as their neighboring team as far as the Patriots, who aren't too far, they're far enough but not too far. They showed that 2 tight ends can do it. Oh, yeah. Why not get this kid another tight end? And it'll help him out a lot. I think so.
Right. I mean,
it'll keep him on his feet too and keep him healthy.
I mean, and they still have that the fast kid, the wide receiver Robert Woods. They just need to use him properly in the offense because he was running a lot of cross routes, and in college, those routes were his most unsuccessful. A lot of his routes came from fades because he's kind of a big guy. He's a little quicker too. They just need more weapons, man. And initially I had a tough time giving him Eric Ebron right now because he's a tight end. Usually a lot of tight ends are going the first round, but I think they need to shake shit up because other than that, I would have given them offensive tackle because EJ Manuel was just flushed out of the pocket too much, and he has really quick feet regardless. So his quickness kind of saves him a little bit, and plus he's a little bit more of a bulkier quarterback. So
wide receiver you was actually thinking about was Stevie Johnson.
Stevie Johnson, yeah. Stevie Johnson's on one side. Robert Woods is the rookie on the other side.
There you go. Well, Stevie Johnson, yeah, give this kid some more blocking and it'll free up a lot of things, and it'll give help to that offensive line, much needed. Running backs, it'll free up, open up holes. They still got the old ass Fred Jackson. I believe C.J. Spiller's still there. And add another solid tight end, and that can do some things for that offense up there.
I mean, one of the big knocks on Ebron though is that his blocking definitely leaves something to be desired. He's definitely kind of a quick chop block kind of guy, because as far as pushing around somebody, they're gonna just pretty much knock his ass over most of the times. But as far as those two tight end sets that the Patriots had, that they pretty much perfected under the Belichick era, this team is definitely on the borderline of doing one of those once they can teach Scott Chandler to use his body a little bit more.
Right. And then now we're up to number 10. And the Detroit Lions,
City.
I would say they used to be like my second team that I used to follow heavy in the days of Barry Sanders. Was my favorite running back in the world. Should have been the greatest of all time as far as stat wise and number wise, but we'll save that myth story for later. And they have the 10th pick. The pros have them taking a safety in Ha-Ha Dixon or Clinton Dix, excuse me. What a freaking name. Clinton Dix. Well, like that sounds like, that really sounds like a lost bet, where it was either like, all right, we're playing strip poker and you're down to your tiger draws or naming your child. And son said, I don't want to show my penis, so I'm going to give you my naming rights to my baby. And they said, there it is. And that's his name. I don't know.
Ha-Ha's a nickname. He likes it. His actual name is Hey Sean, but I guess that's saying hey, I'm from the project, so he might as well go, I'll call myself Ha-Ha. It's like a joke.
Hey, Sean. That's why the reporters would say, hey, Sean. So how you doing there, sir? But nah, I'm like, nigga, Ha-Ha, son. My name's Ha-Ha, nigga. But anyway, who you have going in number 10?
Number 10 going to the Motor City. I got Justin Gilbert, cornerback. They need some help in that secondary. I mean, their offense is working on all cylinders. It's not a lot you could do against Megatron. But as far as cornerbacks, Justin Gilbert sticks out in my head because he's one of those guys that he's quick. He hits hard enough where once you kind of come to his side and he hits you, you don't want to get hit like that again. He will definitely put some players on their back. He's kind of has that speed and that power, kind of like a Dunta Robinson mixed with a little bit of like a Asante Samuel back in the day when he was an Eagle, when he was relevant until he went to the Falcons and fell off the map, and now he's a free agent, but that's another story for another day.
Yep.
But Justin Gilbert definitely sticks out in my mind. I think he can come and help revitalize that secondary because they need some help behind that middle linebacker.
There you go. We could stay with him, or I guess they should go to Ha-Ha. Well, you said Hey Sean?
Hey Sean.
Well, yeah. Well, we could pronounce Hey Sean, because I can't claim I'm from the hood, but I know my street shit. So Hey Sean, Clinton Dix, hey Dix. It's just I can't say can't not laugh at it. I'm sorry, Dix. But yeah, you know what? Why not take the safety? I don't think y'all need anything else on offense. Maybe another solid running back. But this draft isn't chock full of them, So I'll go defense, shore up that defense, get a couple other pieces in the secondary, like you said, because your front four is still outstanding as long as Sue don't get fined, Which that's another thing. Like I hate the way how soft some of these people are in this league when it comes to a guy like Sue. Like, Sue should be out there terrorizing and ripping people's heads off. But as soon as it's he hit me too hard, they start finding this kid. I don't know. But yeah, shore up that secondary and help out that front four, because that front four puts in work too many games for your DBs and your safeties to get torched and, their work go for nothing,
And it's funny you bring up Sue. Sue's definitely in that category of one of those cut from a different cloth kind of defensive tackles. I mean, him, Jerome Harrison, you take them out of this era, you put them in the 80s on like that Raiders team, they were just pure assassins on the field. Like, they were really killing people. Like, even you move over to the Steelers. I mean, Jack Ham had like one tooth in his mouth, and he would just smile at quarterbacks like, "Yeah, bitch, you know what time it is." Shout out to my brother Derek, because he's a super Steelers fan forever. And the Steelers, the Steel Curtain, that team was scary. Like, literally, as a quarterback, you heard the knees touching together when they were like, "Oh shit, here comes Jack Ham."
Yeah, almost like LT-ish scary. Like, that's how dangerous they were. Oh, yeah. But now we're gonna move on to our team's needs, and we're gonna take one player each. What do you think is the most important position that the Cowgirls should go after?
God damn it, man! The Cowboys. I mean, it's so many fucking glaring holes. Like, it's like Jerry's like, if you made the Pro Bowl, we don't want your ass, because now people know who you are. So you can go out and go to the Broncos, get a contract you deserve, or we could just let you go and you could just figure out where you're going to be. And that's one of my problems with the Cowboys. I mean, we need some help up front, and we need some help in the secondary. So
you need help everywhere, son. You need help everywhere.
Listen, that offense is going to be better this year. Mark my words. You're going to see. I know I might say this every year to a couple people, but Tony Romo's going to perform this year, son. Last year he threw 10 picks. That was it.
If he was on another team, I would hope for that, but no, he's not. So I hope he's in the middle of the field, crying, clutching his face mask again. Like, I fumbled the kick hold. I can't throw touchdowns.
This is the year we're gonna restore the star, y'all, for real. Now, as far as pick number 16, the glorious 5-time champion Dallas Cowboys should definitely start with their secondary, and this is hard for me to choose, but I picked Calvin Pryor, and that's if he's left at that number 16 pick. If not, I would go defensive tackle Aaron Donald. One or the other, either one of those pieces, I would be happy as a pig in shit to get either one of those two dudes, because they are going to help change the game. Because Morris Claiborne needs some help back there, and Henry Melton needs some help in the front. Literally, and we'll talk about our team schedules right after this, but the schedule is looking a little rough, and I'd like a little bit more help, so I know we can maybe do a little better than 8-8 last year.
No. And anyway, we're going to bring it to my Eagles, who
at pick number 22.
Yeah, pick number 22. I don't think we should stay there. I honestly think, I don't know who we could move, what we could move. I believe we have a number of draft picks that we might be able to give up. I think we should move up and go get Mike Evans. Like, that's the one name that I feel we need the most. Like, possession.
How about if you dumb motherfuckers just kept Deshaun Jackson? You wouldn't have to draft this way.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Fucking idiots that my team upper management is. We get rid of one of the best receivers in the league. We get rid of the best receiver on our team, one of the best in our league, who had his best performance of his career with over 1,300 receiving yards. But you say, bye-bye, nigga, get the fuck out of here. You and your alleged gang ties. We're going to say you had gang ties just to make ourselves look good, Say, what up, cousin? Yo, what up, fool? Mark Buster, cuz ass. Like, that's what they saying you said up in the locker rooms and stuff, acting like, I ain't coming to this Mark-ass meetings, nigga. What the fuck you think this is? Practice, nigga? Nah.
Turn around and drive the car, bitch.
Nah, son. And I know the kid isn't about that. And that's what's fucked up about that situation. He's not about that. He's never been about that. The very articulate Richard Sherman came up and even spoke up about him because he grew up with the kid, played Little League Baseball. I mean, literally knows the kid. Knew his father. Rest in peace to to Deshaun Jackson's dad, who died while he was young. The kid, they said the kid is very, and has been a very good kid, grew up very good. And my team to spread nonsense like that about him, I'm still hurt by it, because it might show this season with the dreadful schedule. Well, I can't say it's dreadful because I see a bunch of wins, but the tough schedule that we have, we needed somebody like him. And the only way I think that we can fill that spot is to go get one of these number one receivers out of this draft, and Mike Evans should be it. We need a guy who, like you say, who could take the top off the field, which he can, but also short possession receiver, which he is also. Very, very sure hands. He helped out Manziel a lot this year with his scrambling ass, and I don't think Nick Foley and Dynamite's going to do as much scrambling, but we need sure hands. We need receptions. We need yards. We need touchdowns. This kid can get this for us. With Chip Kelly's offense, who knows what this kid can do? He could take his game to levels that we've never seen in some receivers before, ever possibly. We need to go get this kid. I don't care by any means necessary. We need to get up there and get this kid, and that's really all I want to see. I need to see this kid in an Eagles uniform, because Mono Macklin needs the help, because his ass can't stay healthy. And he's saying, and I just seen a report him saying that we'll be fine without Deshaun. Get the fuck out of here. Your ass got to stay healthy, kid. And then I can agree with your words. We got my nigga Riley Cooper. His hands is pretty sure if he looks passes in the damn hands. We blew plenty of games with this kid not looking the ball in his hands last year. I think we ruined that playoff game because this kid just decided to, I'm wide open, and just boom, drop it. That was the turning point in that game, and we just lost. But Mike Evans is that guy who will be the glue for this for the wide receiver core, and I think that's all we really need this year. I can't say anything further other than you're dumb shits for getting rid of Deshaun. And, I hope he does torch us that one game. I hope he does torch us. I'm sorry. I'm a realist. I'm just, that's what I am. I'm a realist. And I give him the one game, just like how when we let go of McNabb and he got the first game on us and then we beat that ass the next one. I don't mind seeing the revenge just because, I still feel it was a slap in the face. We should have never let the kid go. But Mike Evans could be that great replacement.
I think Mike Evans is not even on the table for the Eagles. I mean, you guys pick a number 22. Mike Evans will damn sure be gone by then.
Absolutely, but that's why I say we should move up for him. We should move up. I'm sure we got draft picks in there somewhere that we could package up to move up for one of these teams that have a lot of needs. Like who? Tennessee. Tennessee's not that serious. They can take some draft picks from us. No, we don't want to give the vaginas any help at 12. No. St. Louis Rams, they got 2 picks in the top 15.
Yes,
that could be enticing to make a move too. But you know what? They need their helps. They need their help. Chicago Bears, Pittsburgh is a team that don't even need much. We're not even going to stay on this draft, the draft order too much, but like maybe I'll hold out hope for that on draft day. I'll check that out on draft day. But until then, we're gonna look at this NFL schedule that just came out the other day.
It's like Christmas,
and
man.
This is at first I was just like, ooh, like wow, like this looks like my team's schedule looks pretty painful. But you know what? As I look it over again, we got some. We definitely got a number of wins here. We're not going to look at the preseason schedule because that never counts anyway. And I know with my Eagles, we always tank the preseason, like we're resting up like we're the Nets or something. Like, shout out to my Nets, my NETS Nets. Shout outs to AP and Divine with the radio show that's going live in a few minutes. Nets Radio. Every Thursday, 9 to 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, I got to give y'all brothers a plug because I'm going to be on that show soon. So shout out to y'all. But back to that South Jersey, Philly area. First game of the year, we got Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll call on that a win.
In other words, bye week.
Yeah, pretty much. Week 1, bye week. We're gonna go like that. That score is gonna be like 55 to like 10, just because that's what's gonna happen. And then week 2, Indianapolis Colts on a Monday night. That's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one.
That's gonna be a loss.
Andrew Luck is legit. Andrew Luck is legit, and but that's gonna be a close game. We're gonna take that one. September 21st, first Redskins. Yeah, I already said that one. I'll mark that one down as a loss because, like I said, I don't mind seeing us lose that game right there. Let it go. And at the 4th game, we got the NFC crown contending San Francisco 49ers. That one could go either way. That could be either a defensive brawl or shootout. And I don't see shootout. I think we can give them a run. I want to say win, but I doubt it. So that'll make us 2-2 at the 4-game mark. And then we're gonna come back on St. Louis and just smash them. And we'll be in first 5 games. We'll definitely be at least 3-2. So with those first 5, what you got on the Cowgirls' first 5? We're not going off the preseason. We're going straight to regular season.
Well, if I'm going straight to regular season, we open this shit up at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I think the league put this on our schedule as a challenge, and I think we need to open up and just whoop they ass. Like, I think we need to shock the shit out of the league and be all over Kaepernick like those tattoos on him.
I don't think you're talking like a realist either right now.
Realistically, I'm not saying that my team is gonna lose, but I think we're gonna make it interesting. I mean, Tony Romo can rise some occasions, and this is one of those games where Tony, you got to prove your salary now. Like you a high ranking, a high earning quarterback in this league, and I think this is gonna be the game that you have to prove it. Whatever draft pick we pick up, he's going to be responsible for shutting out Michael, don't you ever say my name, Crabtree. And we're going to have to shut Crabtree down. I mean, that's just I think we could do that. I think that's a winnable game. I mean, I'm imagining into the future, yes, but I think it's a winnable game. That second game, the Tennessee Titans, we're going to just call that a W. I'm not even going to spend time talking about the Titans because they don't have shit and they ain't shit. They ain't going to never be shit. Moving on to the Rammies, I think we're going to win that game. I think our first loss is going to come to game number 4 against the Saints because the Saints got a lot of shit to prove. It's a Sunday night game. The Saints just got a lot going on. And that 5th game is the Texas versus Texas game. That's going to be – I think we can win that game, but if they get Jadeveon Clowney, I'm a little scared with Tony Romo's health for that game because I think I can see Clowney coming around that left tackle and just almost blowing up Tony Romo. Hopefully he's a little faster after this back surgery and shit. Hopefully he gets things together. So I think realistically, we could probably go either 4-1 or 3-2 in those first 5 games. That Seattle game, that's definitely going to be an L unless Russell Wilson is hurt and Marshawn Lynch left his fronts at home and Percy Harvin blows out his hamstring or he has a headache with his bitch ass.
Okay, so what do you have? It is either or. We're marking these down. We're marking down our team records. What do you think you're gonna see? Be realistic now. We're not going unreasonable because that first game, San Francisco is gonna come out pissed that they didn't make that Super Bowl.
True.
And you said it's in Jerry World.
It's in Jerry World.
No, they're gonna bring back. They're gonna bring this might. No, it's not gonna be one of those old games of the '90s. They're gonna get smashed. But I'm not here to rank your teams right now. So you're calling 4-1 or 3-2?
I gotta go 4-1, man. I gotta believe that my team is gonna shock the world.
Ridiculous.
They're gonna shock the world, like Muhammad Ali style. Just shock the world. We got to do this. This one's got to be for Dallas, for real.
Right. Anyway, so then we're gonna move on to your next 5, and then I'll give you my next 5.
So my next 5 after that Seattle Seahawks, we're going back to Jerry's World against the New York Football Giants. Now, I feel that predominantly in Jerry's house, we beat the Giants. I'm gonna keep going with that prediction that we are going to win. Last year we swept you dudes. I'm pretty sure we swept you last year.
Last year was the first win that the Cowgirls had over the Giants in that stadium. And now, like I said, I have that newfound hate for the Giants, but I believe that was their first win against them.
Whatever it was,
since that stadium has been open.
Whatever it was, we swept you bitches. I plan on doing the exact same thing this year, so I counted that as a dub. That's going to the W column. The next, we're going to go against the Washington Gang Sign Soo-Woo Redskins. That game's going to be at Jerry's house. It's a Monday night game.
He had Crip affiliations. Let's get that right. We're not Soo-Wooing.
Creep. That's going to be a Monday night game. That's at Jerry's house, too. That game is kind of shaky to me. I mean, it's going to be the first time we're seeing them. If RG3 is healthy, Deshaun Jackson's healthy, Alfred Morris is healthy, we will probably lose that game if they can get that offense together. So I counted that as an L. The Cardinals, they lost a couple pieces on defense, which I think helps us. So we're going to take that as a W against the Cardinals. And then November 9th, Cowboys going to Jacksonville. We call that bye week. And then right after that, we have a consecutive bye week, November 11th. And that's going to give us another 3 wins and 1 loss. And coming off that bye week, we're going against the Giants again in New York, which in November is cold as shit. I don't know how they're going to do in the cold, but I want to say we swept you bitches last year. There's no reason why we shouldn't do it again. So
I wouldn't mind seeing that, even though I hate y'all.
There it is. I think in those next 5 weeks, or those next 5 games plus that bye week, we do another 4-1. That puts us at 8-2. Is it realistic? I want to say that it is because I'm a dreamer. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful in the motherfucker that we're gonna do this year. Last 3 seasons we've been 8-8. I think it's time to move over that hump, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Anyway, meanwhile, you're just gonna be humping your pillows, dreaming about that shit, and
we can do it. We can do it.
Speaking of humping, our next game after the Rams, we got the vaginas.
Oh,
we're gonna be stroking. I'll be stroking. We're gonna be stroking in the East, stroking on them. Yeah, forget them. Nah, that's an L for the vaginas. It's an 8:30 game. Yeah, we'll see y'all later. I'm not even gonna spend no time on them punks. Next week is a bye week. Okay, resting up after whooping on the Giants. And then we got the Cardinals at the third spot, and the Cardinals always seem to have our freaking number. I just can never put my finger on why, but they always have our number. This year, I believe last year we did beat them. This year we're gonna continue that trend, and we're gonna win again. I don't think they're gonna get the best of us this go around. Like recent years, they definitely had our number couple times, and it would be inexplainable because they would have shit seasons, shit games prior to us, but like we seem to be their Super Bowl game and they always step up, but not this game. So I got 2 wins in a row for us. Then it comes to the Houston Texans. Even if they have Clowney, I'm not afraid of that matchup. You know what? Because Andre Johnson ain't Andre Johnson anymore. You know, shout outs to the U, you know, but he's not what it is no more. We don't know who's going to be at quarterback, so that's going to be very, very skeptical. That's, you know.
Well, right now it's Ryan Fitzpatrick, the beard they call him.
Sure. So like I said, we got a non-factor at quarterback into Texans, so I'm going to take that as a win. Then we're going to move on to the Carolina Panthers on a Monday night.
That's
going to be a goodie. I might be in the house for that one if my man Reggie was just hit me up. Saying that he usually goes, and I might have to be in the house for that one, which would be my first Eagles home game ever, which I still find ridiculous. I have yet to been to an Eagles home game, but I got to play in that stadium, which was freaking unreal. Felt semi-pro, like very, very, very pro-ish. Walking in the same way the players go in, you know, seeing the locker rooms. We stayed in the visitors room, the Temple University locker room. But still, it was still the whole vibe. Everything was official. The grass, the NFL fields, especially real grass, is incredible. How those guys maintain those fields, and it felt like perfect. Like, and I'm a big dude, and my weight, like I felt light on those fields, and it was just an outstanding thing. But back to this game and the Monday night game, it's gonna be in Philadelphia. I know we're gonna get loud. I I know. I know we usually rise up. It's either we rise up or we fall hard on these Monday night games. And in all reality, I think this time we're gonna rise up because Carolina's weapons right now they're looking very bombed out and depleted.
Scarce.
It's crazy to say with one move, releasing Steve Smith to make them look that fragile. Like they really, really believe in this kid at quarterback, and it's crazy. Like I Cam Newton, man, I feel for you, bro, but I'm not gonna feel for you this game. That's gonna be our 4th win in a row. I believe it. Okay, I believe it. And then we're gonna finish up the schedules with I see Green Bay Packers as Stephen A. Smith would call him, that bad man Aaron Rodgers. He's nice. Nah, that kid is the fucking truth, yo. I can't knock Aaron Rodgers. That kid is the truth. I don't like Green Bay, but I was definitely happy as shit for him when he got that ring because he definitely, he impressed the shit out of me. Will he impress me this game? I don't know, because Green Bay is not looking the same. I mean, they got to rely on him like crazy, but you know what? This might be that game. This might be that game that they might get the best of us. So I'll take that as an L. Thinking with reality here. Like I don't want to. I could say that we could sweep this whole schedule because that's what a fan's supposed to say.
16-0, bitch.
Right? But but not this game. This game, I guess Green Bay's gonna get it, and they're at home. We got the Tennessee Titans after that. We're gonna mark that as a win.
Bye week.
But you know what though, you can't call them a bye week because Tennessee Titans always played solid against everybody. They gave their all, week in week out. Whether they got the wins they didn't. Is a lot of the times it happened with Jake Jake Locker, whatever that kid's name is, Locker. He couldn't, he just couldn't do enough to get them over the hump. But they've always had a solid squad. They might not have had names, but they've always had solid teams.
Yeah, their starting running back is Javon Ringer.
And then we finally step up to the Cowgirls.
Happy Thanksgiving, bitch.
And this, I don't know. I'm not calling. I refuse to call a loss. I know you will later, but I refuse to call a loss on this one because I know Thanksgiving is your team's day, but not this year. And no way. I'm calling that one a win. And so far I picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all the 6th win. Yeah, we're gonna go 6-1 with that other half of the schedule that we just read off, and I'm gonna leave it at that because you're gonna come back to that next too. And like I said, that's an L for y'all. I'm not even going to go any longer on it. You finish up the rest of yours.
I'm going to say Happy Thanksgiving to the Cowboys because that's when we usually shine. But I'm not feeling too weary. I think we'll be able to pull it off. So I actually call that a W for the team. But in when we play the Eagles again, I have us losing to them at home. So I have that as a win. That's a Thanksgiving Day game. And then we have a full week after that of rest until we get to a Thursday night game with the Bears. I think we can go into Chicago in December and win that game. I think if the safety we draft or that defensive tackle we draft is really on point and on top of their shit, they are going to propel us over the Chicago Bears. Then we have the Eagles. We play the Eagles in Philly. I'm going to try to get my wife to buy me some tickets to that game, December 14th, but I'm a little hesitant to show up in a Cowboys jersey because I hear Eagles fans, brotherly love. I think it's like cut your ass, so I'm a little scared.
Don't be.
All right, so I got, you hear that, Eagles fans?
Just wear boxing equipment,
Listen, I'm wearing a motherfucking helmet with a star on the side.
Star on the side, and you better have a gun in your pocket.
And then straight from Philly, right before Christmas, we're going to go back to Jerry's World and play the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck is really developing into a really good quarterback, so I have us losing that game at home because classically in the last weeks of December is when the Cowboys start to just kind of ease up, like they're really doing shit. But I have them easing back. I have them losing that game, and then I have them getting swept by the Redskins. I don't think they figure it out. That new offense, that new offensive weapon. I mean, any team you add plus 1,300 yards to is obviously going to get a lot more wins than they had the prior year. I have us finishing this season at a very, very smooth, optimistic 10-7, which hasn't been done in Cowboys world for a long time. The last 3 years we've been 8-8. I think this is the year we jumped that hurdle. I think Jerry's finally going to draft a little smarter, I hope, and we'll see what happens. Man, where you going your last 5 games?
10-7. What kind of math are you doing?
I'm sorry, 10-6. Excuse me.
Still going to be less than us. Because, again, the perennial NFC East champions, as that we are, and I'm getting sick and tired of just saying that's all we are.
That's it.
But I definitely don't see that because, again, we have after the Cowgirls on that Thursday night, Thanksgiving, we got Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champions. Shout outs to Richard Sherman and that bad motherfucker that he is at cornerback. But you're missing a wide receiver, but you're not missing too much. Well, no, you're missing a wide receiver. You're missing a defense. Let's see how you guys do during the season. I'm gonna count that as an L right now for show purposes, but let's see. I don't think that might be one. Dallas Cowgirls, in Philadelphia. It's a 8:30 game. Yeah, I already called the sweep on that one, so y'all could forget that one. So I'm only actually for what's left, I'm only adding that one loss to Seattle, which gives me I think is either 12-4 or I'm looking at 12-4, 11-5 because Cowgirls and Redskins. Cowgirls, Redskins, and Giants. Wow, NFC East to close out the whole season. I haven't seen that in a while. Redskins, like I said, y'all got the first one. Y'all not getting the second one. Forget that. We'll go right down to Landover, Maryland, and we'll just wax y'all real quick, and then move right back up to the MetLife, and smack the Giants around again, just one for good measure. And we'll again either 11-4, 11-5. Or that 12-4 mark, which might, boggle some people's minds. I would love to see it. I'm thinking more 11-5 because with that one loss, that could be a floater throughout this whole schedule. Because everything I read off this schedule is I know what I said and I know what I saw, but this schedule definitely isn't for the weak of heart, and that's why the NFC East remains one of the toughest divisions in football. Everybody else might not think so because we always have the up and down years. We always have where there's tight races of teams of 9-7, 8-8, and then there's those other ones that just nosedive off. We've had those seasons where we only had 5 wins. Redskins 4 wins, 5 wins. The Giants 4 or 5 wins, 6 wins. Cowgirls same thing. It's the toughest division in football because this division is definitely at any given Sunday type of thing. You never know what you're gonna get. You can quote, and say the Giants are the model of consistency because of their front office, but the front office isn't on the field making the plays. Right. Plain and simple. They putting the money behind and making the moves to get the right things, but when you strike while the iron's hot, that's when it says a lot. It says a lot when you just guys strike when the iron's hot. That's why you guys won those Super Bowls, because you just struck at the right time. And I don't disrespect that. And that's how you're supposed to win. And that's exactly how I wish my team should have won several times over. Instead, no, we settle for NFC East crowns, or we settle for NFC East championship games, only win one of them, make it to one Super Bowl. We lost that one from field goals, but hey, it's history now, but the NFC East it'll forever be the toughest division of football. NFC East and that AFC North where that's the other black and blue division where the Cleveland Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Bengals are, like, that's another tough one.
That's the blue collar division.
Those are all tough divisions. I mean, even the NFC North always been a tough, hard hitting division. It's an any given Sunday league, and that's why I always love this game. That's why football is the best sport in the world, because it's one game and you got to give your all. 16 weeks in the regular season, 17 weeks in the regular season, 16 games, not counting the 4 preseason games, plus the playoffs as long as you guys make them. This is, what really gets better than this? 7-game series, they just drag your life out, one and dones. You either go hard or go home, and that's what it's all about,
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this episode 2 of Talking My Teams. Please visit us on the website, talkingmyteam.weebly.com. That's talkingmyteam.weebly.com. Also, check us out on Twitter at talkingmyteam. Send us an email at talkingmyteam@gmail.com. And this is Talking My Team, man. As real as it gets. Copyright 2014, Lance R. Gailyard and Daniel Dinkins, Talking My Team. Thank you very much.
Yes. And that concludes the show. I got to go. I'm not going to try to rhyme over this MF Doom beat, but I'm just going to let it rock. I'm going to break you off. Peace.